Right, I have decided I am going to have another attempt at the spider gel. Now, if you watched my spider gel video, you may remember that I said I think the problem was, instead of having a resin piece, an actual project with some height to it, where you would put the spider gel across it and break it off like that, I was just doing it on a flat mould where I had to try and lift it away. So I thought to myself, let's try again with an actual resin piece. So I have pulled out my oldest coffin mould. I've got a set of, well, I've got a new coffin mould, but it has 4 lids with it that have pre-printed patterns on them. This mould has just a plain coffin lid, so that's why I've dug this one out. So the coffin itself is just going to be very plain. I'm just doing it plain black. The purpose of this is to experiment again with the spider gels. Right, I have no idea if I have got enough resin mixed up. Long time since I've made this coffin. I'm not even too bothered about the coffin being perfect, but I will obviously just attempt to remove bubbles as much as I can, but I'm not overly concerned. I think that's my problem, is often my projects are not finished or they're not perfect, and it's because I focus on a certain technique and I want to try that technique, and it doesn't matter about the rest of the piece. And I think I need to change my mindset and think, well, what's the point of getting the certain technique perfect if the piece as a whole looks rubbish? Why not try and make the whole piece perfect? I need that to be full in order to get rid of bubbles, don't I? Oh. So this was 100 millilitres, and it looks like it was the perfect amount for both pieces. Not quite perfect, that is not quite full, but I ain't going to mess about mixing up, trying to mix up a tiny amount just to fill that, because the focus will be on the coffin lid. I can always sand the bottom. Right. I can't see any bubbles in these corners. Oh, I can, there and there. Let's just try and run a stick through the whole way anyway. Right, let's squirt. Get them into a position on the G3, but then I'll wait a few minutes before turning it on to give the chance for some bubbles to rise. Okay, see you for the demoulding of that and the next stage. All right, let's demould this Coffin. Yeah, if I was more concerned about getting a perfect coffin, I would have put some sticks at the side of the mould to keep those straight, but I'm not too concerned. Okay, so spider gels. Just in case you haven't seen my first spider gel video, I've just got them in this random tub. They were from Temu, so they clearly just came in a plastic bag. And I have two sets here. One side are glittery and one side are matte. I only used the silver glittery one last time, and because that's the one that's open and it will shine up against the coffin, that is the one I am going to use again this time. Now, I didn't receive a tool with either set of my spider gels. For the benefit of the people who did watch my first video, you will remember that the difficulty I had was I was doing it on a flat mould and needed to lift it off. With this, the problem I thought I identified is that with something like this, you can just put it down, and then as you take it around the edge of your mould, you can cut it off. So hopefully this will be a more successful one. For anybody who hasn't seen my first attempt, the Halloween playlist, my Halloween playlist, will be linked at the end of the video. And this is also going to be on the 31 Days of Halloween playlist. So all of my other videos will be on there as well as other creators. So please go and check out that playlist. This is definitely the better approach to using spider gel. Already I am much happier. Oh. Now, I'm not necessarily going to make this one look like a spider web like I did with the other one, or tried to do with the other one. Oh, I like it. Oh, thing is, I want to do more and I want to go overboard. Let me try and do this line again, make that a bit thicker. No, we don't want you falling out in a big lump like that. Let's do over this line again as well. Shall I go over them all again? I've got the hang of it. I'm so happy. Should we try a matte white? Where's the hole? Has it sealed itself back up? Right, so right, I want to tilt it, but not so much that it goes fully on its side. So that'll do. Uh-oh. Right, I think I'm having difficulty because of the ridge on the bottom. So I'm touching it in that corner, but it's touching this side more than that side. And then so when I stretch it across, it's not connecting along the side of the coffin. I really want to use another pink. I wonder if pink will stand out good enough. Haven't even cut this one yet. Right, I am actually going to see if I can do it inside in the corners. I wonder if I could do it if I used two tools. No, come on, cut off. Cut off. Ah, now I'm in a mess. Oh, shucks. Right, okay, so how about let it stick. Let it stick. Let it stick. Oh, flip. Flip. Excuse me. Never mind, I'm going to leave it. I'll tell you what, before I do any further damage, I'm going to cure that. Right, you may notice that that is a slightly different pattern, because every time I went to pick up the coffin, I'd either touch the lid or I'd touch that. I'd go, oh no, touch somewhere else, and I was touching, so I wiped it off and redid it. Now I still want to get some pink on somewhere. And I think I want to do it in a way that crisscrosses over the lid and the coffin. But obviously I'll need it to be able to break off to take the lid off. But I want the pattern to continue, so when the lid is closed it looks like a continuous pattern. How does that look? Not over the top. I feel like I need to decorate up there, but this is a spider gel experiment, and I think that's enough experimenting for one day. Okay, I'm kicking in with a voiceover here to thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. You are very much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I would really appreciate it. And please check out my back catalogue. I'm sure there's something in there for everybody. I do have a variety of interests with my resin work. So thank you so much. Have a good week, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye bye.